The observation deck of the Galactic Council's flagship hummed with nervous energy as Commander Zixter adjusted his sensory appendages for the 7th time that cycle. Below, in the reinforced containment chamber, the creature paced with lethal grace. "Preliminary scans indicate apex predator classification," announced Dr. Vel, her chitinous fingers dancing across holographic displays. "Retractable claws, binocular vision, optimized for hunting. Auditory sensors capable of detecting frequencies beyond our range. The humans call it a Zitharian prowler." Leo stood at the back of the observation deck, arms crossed, watching the alien feline through the reinforced transparent alloy. The creature was magnificent, roughly the size of an earth tiger, with iridescent fur that shifted between deep purples and midnight blues. Its 6 eyes blinked independently, and when it opened its mouth to hiss at the sensors, 3 rows of crystalline teeth caught the light. "We've tried everything," Zixter lamented, his translator rendering his clicks into standard galactic, diplomatic overtures, chemical sedatives, sonic pacifiers. "Nothing works. The moment anyone approaches, it becomes violent. You're wearing full combat armor to get near a scared animal," Leo observed, gesturing at the security team suited up in the airlock below. "Maybe that's the problem." Scared, Velcara's antennae quivered with indignation. "This specimen killed 3 of our best handlers on Zytheria 7. It's a threat level 9 organism. It's terrified," came a new voice from the doorway. Everyone turned to see Isabella Santos enter, her standard tissue uniform notably lacking any armor, weapons, or protective equipment. Her dark hair was pulled back in a simple ponytail, and she carried nothing but a small canvas bag. Dr. Santos Zixter's translator struggled with the mixture of relief and concern in his tone. "We requested your expertise 3 cycles ago. The humans assured us you were their premier zoologist. Sorry I'm late." Bureaucracy at the transit station. Isabella walked directly to the observation window, pressing her palm against it. Below, the prowler's ears, 3 on each side of its elongated skulls, wiveled toward her. "Beautiful, beautiful and deadly," Velcara corrected. "We need to transport it to the research facility, but it won't allow approach. We're considering tranquilizer drones." "Don't." Isabella's voice carried unexpected authority. "Leo, what do you see when you look at it?" Leo stepped forward, studying the creature more carefully. Flattened ears, dilated pupils, tail tucked. "It's defensive, not aggressive." "Exactly." Isabella turned to face the assembled alien scientists. "You've been treating it like a monster. It's reacting like any cornered predator would, with fear and aggression." "Impossible," Zixter protested. "We've employed every standard protocol for dangerous specimen containment." "That's the problem." "Standard protocols." Isabella hefted her canvas bag. "Mind if I try something?" "Absolutely not." Velcara's exoskeleton flushed orange with alarm. "That creature will tear you apart." "She knows what she's doing," Leo interjected, moving to stand beside Isabella. "I've seen her work with everything from Andromedan acid bears to Centauri star serpents. Those were controlled environments. This is controlled. You've got it in a reinforced chamber." Isabella was already moving toward the airlock. "Just maybe have medical standing by. You know, standard precautions." Before anyone could stop her, she'd entered the airlock. The assembled scientists watched in horrified fascination as the inner door sealed and the outer door cycled open. Isabella stepped into the containment chamber. The Zitharian prowler immediately flattened itself against the far wall, a low harmonic growl resonating from its chest, its 6 eyes fixed on her with predatory focus. Isabella didn't approach. Instead, she sat down cross-legged on the floor, making herself smaller, less threatening. From her bag, she pulled out something that made Leo smile, despite his concern. A Squeaky toy, bright yellow, shaped vaguely like Earth's rubber duck. "You cannot be serious," Zixter breathed, all 4 of his hearts hammering. Isabella squeezed the toy. A cheerful squeak echoed through the chamber. The prowler's ears shot forward. She squeezed it. Again, squeak, squeak. The creature's posture shifted subtly. Its tail uncurled slightly. 1 tentative step forward. "Impossible," Velcara whispered. "The acoustic frequency it shouldn't watch," Leo said quietly. Isabella rolled the toy across the floor, not toward the prowler, but perpendicular to it, triggering prey drive without threatening. The creature's 6 eyes tracked the movement with laser focus. Its haunches tensed. Then, in a movement almost too fast to follow, it pounced, The observation deck erupted in alarm, but Isabella remained perfectly still as the prowler landed on the toy, pinning it with massive paws. It bit down experimentally. Squeak. The creature jerked back in surprise, then cautiously batted at the toy again. Squeak. A sound emerged from its throat, not a growl, but something closer to a chirp. Isabella slowly extended her hand, palm down, letting the prowler approach on its own terms. The alien feline sniffed cautiously, its crystalline whiskers quivering. Then, to the astonishment of every observer, it pressed the top of its head against her palm. "Magnificent," Leo murmured as Isabella began gently scratching behind the creature's ears. The prowler's eyes half closed, and a deep rumbling sound, unmistakably a purr, though in a lower register than Earth, cats filled the chamber. How? Zixter couldn't process what he was witnessing. "Our psychological profiles indicated your profiles were based on fear responses," Isabella said, her voice calm as the prowler rubbed against her side. "You never considered that predators across the galaxy share certain traits: curiosity, playfulness, the need for social bonding. But the handlers it killed were probably wearing armor, carrying weapons, moving aggressively." Isabella continued her gentle ministry. "You taught it that bipedal creatures were threats. I'm showing it we can be friends." Within the hour, Isabella had the Zetherian prowler following her around the chamber like an oversized puppy, chasing the squeaky toy and accepting treats from her hand. The transport to the research facility, which had been projected to take days of sedation and restraint, happened within 3 hours, with the prowler walking calmly beside Isabella into its new habitat. That evening, in the station's observation lounge, Leo found Isabella staring out at the stars, the yellow squeaky toy sitting on the table beside her drink. "You made it look easy," he said, settling into the chair across from her. "It wasn't easy. It was just understanding." Isabella smiled. "Fear is universal. So is trust. The Council's scientists are brilliant, but they forgot something important." "What's that?" "Sometimes the most advanced technology isn't armor or weapons or sonic pacifiers." She picked up the squeaky toy, turning it over in her hands. "Sometimes it's just knowing that a scared animal needs patience, not force. Play, not protocols. Very human of you. Maybe that's what makes us good at this." Isabella squeezed the toy squeak and grinned. "We've been befriending apex predators since we lived in caves. Wolves became dogs. Big cats became, well, slightly less wild cats. We see a dangerous creature, and half of us want to run away, but the other half wants to pet it," Leo finished, shaking his head with amusement. "Exactly." Isabella raised her glass in a mock toast. "Humanity, too stubborn to be properly afraid, too curious to stay away, and just crazy enough to bring a squeaky toy to a first contact situation." Leo clinked his glass against hers. HFY indeed. Below them, in its new habitat, the Zetherian prowler curled up contentedly in its sleeping area, the yellow squeaky toy tucked safely between its paws, and for the first time since its capture, it slept peacefully. Knowing it was safe, the Galactic Council would later classify the incident in their records, noting that humanity's approach to xenobiology was unorthodox, borderline reckless, and inexplicably effective. They would also add, in a footnote that Velcro insisted upon, that Dr. Isabella Santos was never, under any circumstances, to be issued standard safety equipment. She clearly had no intention of using it anyway.